In this video, I want to have a look at salaries. So a salary is a fixed annual income paid to a person in a permanent job. Depending on your employer, sometimes salaries are paid weekly or fortnightly or even monthly. So depending on what your employer decides, you might get that salary broken down and get part of it every week, every fortnight, or every month. So when you're told what a salary is, it's always given as an amount per annum, which means per year. So for example, $72,000 per annum. So there are lots of people who are paid salaries. Some of them include doctors, teachers are paid salaries, lots of office workers. Like I said, there are a lot of different people who are paid a salary. Now, when we're solving problems that involve salaries, there's just something that we need to be a little bit careful of. So we know that 1 year is 12 months. And often when we're talking about a year, we say that it's 52 weeks, but it's not exactly 52 weeks. So when we're solving problems that involve wages and we're talking about the number of weeks, we're going to use the 52 weeks in a year. But when we're talking about salaries, we want to be more precise. We want to be more accurate. So we're going to use 52.18 instead. So for all your problems involving wages, it's 52 weeks in a year. Anything involving salaries, it's 52.18. If it doesn't specify in a question, for example, in an exam, then use either of them, but just make sure it's really clear which one you've used. So let's have a look at an example. So our first example tells us that Alex earns a salary of $84,600 per annum, and we're asked how much does he earn each week, each fortnight, and each month. So for each week, because we're talking about salaries, we're going to use this 52.18. So for part A, to figure out how much he's earning each week, we're going to have to break that salary down into 52.18 weeks. So we're going to write down our whole amount, our whole salary, so at 84,600, and we're going to divide that by 52.18. So that's going to give us approximately $1,621.31. So whenever we're doing problems that involve money, we're always going to round off to 2 decimal places. All right, so this is how much money he is earning each week. Part B asks us how much he's earning each fortnight. So a fortnight is 2 weeks. So if this is how much he's earning in 1 week, how much he's earning in 2 is going to be double that. So we're going to take our $1,621.32. We're going to times that by 2, and that's going to tell us that he's going to get $3,242.62 per fortnight. For part C, each month. Now you just need to be really careful when you're doing questions like this that there are not exactly 4 weeks in each month. So we can't use this amount and times it by 4 to get our answer here. What we're going to do instead is start from our original amount again. So we're going to start with our 84,600. And we're going to divide by 12 because there's 12 months in a year. And that's going to give us approximately I think it gives us exactly $7,050 per month. Our second question asks us to compare the incomes of 2 different people. So it tells us that Hazel earns a salary of $72,300 per annum and that she works 40 hours per week. We're then told that Joel earns $986 per week and he works 36 hours each week. So we're asked who has the highest hourly rate of pay. So if we look at Hazel first, to figure out her hourly rate of pay, we're going to have to figure out her weekly rate of pay and then we can divide it by 40 because we know she works 40 hours per week. So we're going to have to do that 72,300 divided by 52.18. That'll tell us how much she earns per week, and then we can divide that by 40 because we know she works 40 hours in that week. So that'll tell us that approximately every hour she's earning $34.64. So we've got Hazel's, now let's have a look at Joel's. So for Joel's, we know that he's earning $986 every week and he's working for 36 hours every week. So we're going to do our 986 divided by the 36, and that's going to give us approximately $27.39. So therefore, Hazel is earning a higher hourly rate of pay. So that's a quick introduction to salaries.